Let's take an ordinary apple and a large magnet. Of course, the magnet does not affect the apple in any way. But what if you put two apples on a wooden stick and balance them in the air? Now, you can see that the magnet still causes small fluctuations in the apple. It seems that there really is a lot of iron in this fruit. This trick is also great with grapes. Who would have thought that fruits and berries can be magnetic? We will install the magnet on the stand and take a couple of needles on a thread. As you can see, they immediately begin to reach for it, pulling the threads. Now we're heating up the needles as it seems they're starting to lose their interest in the magnet. And they fall completely. If you hold magnet over matches, then no effect will follow. But if you let them burn out, they immediately require magnetic properties. And not only a big magnet, but with such a small one. How is this possible? Let's try again with color matches. At last, nothing comes out with them. Let's take 4 magnets and 16 steel balls. Now, we'll open up the plastic baseboard and place them inside as follows. Push a lonely ball to the nearest magnet and bam! All the balls have changed their position. And the extreme one flew out the baseboard at a decent speed. This is a real magnetic rifle. Pour some PVA glue into a bowl. Add some steel spraying and bright gouache. Mix the mass until smooth. And now add sodium and we'll mix it until the mass turns into real slime. But this is not just your ordinary slime. It's worth bringing a magnet and see what happens. Slime envelops any source of magnetism like a living slime. It's not easy to tear it off now. Holding the magnet at a distance, you can see how the slime seems to be pulling a tentacle towards it. Because of this, he really looks like something's alive. Just look how strongly this mass is drawn to the magnet. Much more interesting than your usual slime, right? Let's take a small plastic bottle, make a funnel out of a piece of paper, and pour some printer ink inside. Using a syringe, add alcohol inside until the bottle is filled. Close the lid tightly, and now put a magnet to the walls. Look what's going on inside. The magnet seems to purify alcohol from ink. They literally separate from each other. See how beautiful it can look, like a black waterfall that is directed upwards. All ink, no matter how well it has been stirred, will still be attracted to the magnet. Let's take another look at how quickly alcohol will become transparent again under the influence of a powerful magnet. An amazing sight, like a liquid hourglass. Let's take a new batch. Let's take a new batch of powder ink and mix it with oil. Pour a little in the glass, and with the help of a magnet, we will get an unusual drawing tool. We do not recommend repeating this trick at home. We will bring the magnet to a laptop screen and it immediately goes out. Even a small magnet is enough. But remember that it can end badly for technology. Mysterious things also happen to a smartphone. When a magnet approaches, the screen goes out and lights up again. Let's take an ordinary magnet. As you can see, it is perfectly attracted to iron. But what if we heat it up, the same way we heated the needles? After the magnet has become so hot, it's no longer attracted to iron. But even after it cools down, the magnetic properties will not return. Even another magnet can't move it anymore. Surely you have received a paper cut at least once in your life. Well, today we'll make a real saw out of paper and see what we can cut. To begin with, we need to cut out squares with the side of 15 centimeters and 3 on ordinary sheets of paper. Then, with the help of ordinary stationary glue, we will fasten these squares together so there are no blisters left. And the surfaces are completely covered with glue. And of course, we'll press them down tightly with an improvised press. Now we need a compass on which we have previously attached a sharp blade. The radius of our future circle will be 6.3 centimeters. Stick that needle in the center of the square, make a tight stop, and start moving the compass. The paper lends itself easily and we get a perfectly smooth circle, but that's not all. With the help of a grinder disc, we'll mark a hole in the center, and then again with the help of a compass, we'll cut a small circle from there. Our paper disc is ready. The only thing left is to play it on a grinder and secure it in order to avoid traumatic situations. Turn on the grinder. Great! Our paper saw is working and is ready for testing. Let's start with something simple. Cardboard is essentially the same paper. Let's see if our saw can handle it. Oh, yes! Paper saws cardboard without any difficulty. Just look at what an even cut it leaves behind. It seems that this test was passed perfectly. Now, let's take a pencil. In a matter of seconds, the paper saw will deal with it too. What about plastic? Plastic cover lends itself easily to our saw, but what if plastic was denser? Let's see what happens to the plastic pipe. The process is much slower, but we can clearly see the result. The paper, although with some difficulty and manipulations with the position, copes with the plastic pipe, retaining a fairly smooth cut and a little plastic dust. It seems that nothing will stop it. The plastic panel turns out to be much simpler test, and our saw deals within a matter of seconds. Here's such an undulating slice we got. The stakes are higher now. We have a wooden piece. Here, you already have to put a lot of more time and effort, but the progress is noticeable. The paper enters the stick and continues to cut it. It's incredible! Even a slight deformation of this does not stop our paper saw. We're almost there. And yes! The wooden stick is sawn without any problems. Pay attention to the burnt trace. And we have a ball of rubber bands next. Let's see how our paper saw will cope with it. Almost immediately, the rubber bands begin to burst under pressure. It seems this test will also be simple, and we cut this ball without any problems. Oh! The inertia from the rubber bands threw the ball away from our saw. But in general, the test passed with flying colors. We cut the ball of rubber bands without any problems. Now, let's see what happens to the coconut after a collision with our paper saw. Sawing a coconut is not an easy task for a conventional saw. It is important to smoothly move along the entire radius of the coconut, so as not to make a hole through which the contents will pour out entirely than we would like. We continue to move smoothly around the perimeter of the coconut, and it seems to be very easy for the saw. The disc starts to shake a little even when we're already close to completion, but we will still connect the ends of the cut to each other. Put down the saw and easily open the coconut with the knife. Yes! We did it! Even the coconut couldn't resist our paper saw. It's incredible!